Chapter 15. Description of another kind of visions and communications which the Most Holy Mary enjoyed with the holy angels of her guard. Such is the force and efficacy of God's grace and of his love excited in the creature, that it can blot out in it the very images of sin and the earthly nature of man, and form in it a new being and celestial image, whose conversation is in heaven, understanding, loving, and operating not any more as a creature of earth, but as a being celestial and divine. For the force of love ravishes the heart and soul by which the creature lives, sacrificing and transforming them to that which it loves. This Christian truth, believed by all, understood by the learned, and experienced by the saints, must be conceived as fulfilled in our great Queen and Lady, in so privileged a manner that neither by the example of what was experienced by the saints, nor by the intellect of the angels, can it ever be comprehended or explained. Most Holy Mary, as being the mother of the Word, was mistress of all creation, but being a faithful representation of her only begotten Son, she, in imitation of him, made so little use of creatures, of which she was mistress, that none ever used them less than she, for she excluded all that was not absolutely necessary for the service of the Most High, and for the natural life of her most holy Son, and of herself. To this forgetfulness and withdrawal from all earthly things corresponded her intercourse with heaven. This again was proportionate to her dignity of Mother of God and Queen of Heaven, all earthly intercourse being thus transformed into the heavenly. It followed as a natural consequence that the Queen and Mistress of the angels enjoyed singular privileges in regard to the attention paid to her by the heavenly courtiers, her vassals, and she treated and conferred with them in a more exalted manner than all the other human creatures, how holy soever they may be. In the 23rd chapter of the first book, I have said something of the diverse ordinary visions in which the holy angels and Seraphim, who were destined and selected for her guard, manifested themselves to our Queen and Mistress. And in the foregoing chapter, I explained in general the manner and form of the divine visions conceded to her, having been careful to keep in mind that in all their wide range and sphere, they were supremely exalted and divine in their nature, their manner, and their effects upon her most holy soul. In this chapter, I will treat of another kind of vision, more singular and privileged still, which the Most High granted to Most Holy Mary, and by which she communicated with and visibly treated with the holy angels of her guard and with the rest who, in behalf of the Lord, visited her on diverse occasions. This mode of vision and intercourse was of the same kind as that by which each one of the supernal spirits knows the others as they are in themselves, without any other image to move the intellect than the very substance and nature of the angel thus known. The superior angels illumine the inferior, making known to them the hidden mysteries which the Most High reveals and manifests immediately to the higher angels, for transmission to the lowest. For this manner of communicating with them is befitting to the greatness and infinite majesty of the highest King and Governor of all creation. From this, it can easily be seen that this most orderly illumination and revelation is a favor which is superadded to the essential glory of the holy angels. For the essential glory they obtain immediately from the divinity, each one receiving the vision and fruition of God according to the measure of his merits. One angel cannot create essential happiness in another by illuminating him or revealing to him a mystery, for the one who is illuminated would not thereby see God face to face, without which he cannot be in beatitude or attain to his last end. But since the object is infinite and is like a voluntary mirror, there are infinite secrets and mysteries, besides those which pertain to beatific knowledge, which God can reveal to the saints, and which he reveals to them especially in the government of his church in the world. In these revelations, he follows the course which I am explaining. As these revelations are outside of the essential glory, the want of these revelations cannot be called ignorance in the angels, or a privation of knowledge, but it is called nescience, or negation, while revelation is called illumination, or a purgation or purification of that nescience. According to our mode of understanding, it might be compared to the process which takes place when the rays of the sun pass through many crystals in succession, making all partake of the same light from the first to the last, and reaching first those who are more immediately neighboring to the light. Only one difference must be noted in this comparison, that the prisms or crystals are entirely passive in this process in respect to the rays, without having any more activity than that given by the sun, which illumines all by one operation. But the holy angels are passive in receiving the enlightenment and active in communicating it to their inferiors. And moreover, they communicate their light with praise, admiration, and love, all derived from the Supreme Sun of Justice, the eternal and immutable God.